From Clem, more on that a little later. First though, to the promotion battle at the top of the championship. A second place Reading took on Blackpool, who began the day in 5th. 9 wins in 11 and moved the Royals into the automatic promotion places before coming unstuck to Peterborough midweek. As for Blackpool, well, Ian Holloway's side knew that victory for them would see them close the gap on their opponents to just 7 points. Martin Fisher was at the Medeski for us.
Wembley playoff losers in May, Reading hope they've timed their run just right to grab one of the automatic spots this time. The feeling here is that Tuesday's defeat was a blip. They're determined to resume normal service this afternoon, and normal service here recently has been winning. But it's never easy against Blackpool, frustratingly inconsistent of late. However, on their day, one of the most dangerous teams around in the Championship. A hamstring injury rules out Jason Roberts, who's had such an impact since he signed for Reading. 19-year-old Benny Kofobe makes an immediate debut just days after signing on loan from Arsenal. Sean Cummings returns at right back. Ian Holloway rings the changes again. Sylvestre, Basham, Cathcart and Loa all recalled. Kevin Phillips starts his 3rd game in a week, and why not? He scored 4 in the other 2. Ian Hart with the throw. McAnuff makes himself available. McAnuff with his first chance to have a run at Baptiste. Decent looking ball in as well. Kebe shot. Oh! At the back post, Noel Hunt couldn't supply the finish. What an escape for Blackpool inside the opening minute. Loa bringing it clear for Blackpool, but it was a poor pass out of defence. It's Kebe looking to twist and turn away from Koenig, and the shot is off target. Hart missed it completely. Loa into the space which he vacated. Hart's deflection, Cummings headed clearance. Kebe taking an entire minute and a half to try and kill that. It's Phillips to shoot, not far wide. Well, it was hesitation from Jimmy Kebe that set up the opportunity maybe here for Blackpool. Phillips, Loa breaking to his right, instead it's left for Taylor Fletcher up against Cummings. Taylor Fletcher goes for the curler. Blackpool beginning to carry a threat themselves going forward. Phillips and Taylor Fletcher at the forefront. In by Gawkes, out by Everett. Ledgerwood strong challenge, up goes Cathcart. Everett there again for Blackpool. Just can't put distance on the clearances at the moment. Karashan will keep it moving. Here's Jimmy Kebe. All good defending from Stephen Koenig. It's another Reading corner though. Ian Hart to take. It will be an in-swinging left footer towards the back post. Back in by Ledgerwood. And again, down here for McAnuff to strike. Against the post, against both posts, and in! Ian Hart, the goal scorer. Blackpool appealing for offside. The flag stays down. Hart's got his 2nd of the season with his right foot too. Well, what about this strike from McAnuff? Against the left post, against the right. Just when Blackpool thought they got lucky, they saw the ball roll to a very grateful Ian Hart, who even with his weaker foot couldn't miss that chance. 30 minutes gone. Reading take the lead. And it's Ian Hart, the goal scorer. Driven deep by Hart, almost reached Ledgerwood, off the head of Taylor Fletcher and behind for another corner. Reading racking them up now. This is corner number 4, and they've taken it already. The short one, McAnuff and Ledgerwood. McAnuff again, in towards Pearce, who's onside and scores! Where was the Blackpool marking. Goal number 5 for Alex Pearce. Normal service has been restored at the Medeski. 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes, and they're on course for another home victory. Macking up with the delivery, and who was supposed to be picking up Pearce? The build-up was slow. Blackpool switched off, and Pearce guides it into the far corner of Matt Gilks' goal. Loa. Baptiste in support. Loa picks out Taylor Fletcher. Here's Phillips. Showed too much of that to Ledgerwood. Craney square. Loa. Can Blackpool get something back before half-time? Loa! They certainly can! What a fantastic strike! Lamano Tresor Loa with a brilliant drive that has Federici grasping thin air and has Blackpool back in the game. Karashan couldn't get close enough. Loa got plenty of dip and a hell of a lot of power in this drive, and Blackpool have done it again. They keep up their record of scoring in every game in 2012. Now for Sylvestre. Baptiste. Taylor Fletcher. Lovely. Baptiste. Real chance. Phillips! Oh! How did he miss that? Of all the people you would want that kind of chance to fall to, it is Kevin Phillips. Blackpool will feel they should have been level here. Wonderful football. That was a shot, but it turned into a fabulous centre. And Kevin Phillips from almost under the bar clears the bar. And that is the last bit of action for a very entertaining first half. Kevin Phillips on the stroke of half-time almost made it 2-2, although he was in an offside position. The flag was raised. No changes to either team. Here's Hunt. Now McAnuff with a chance to centre. Decent ball for Kebe, unmarked. Well, a very similar start to the first half. Kebe finding space and Reading not profiting fully. John Medeski, no longer the owner at Reading, but the stadium will still carry his name. A magnificent job he has done in establishing this club. And the dream is to get them back into the top flight. Baptiste. Nice football again from the visitors. Taylor Fletcher. Over the top for Baptiste. Lovely play. Phillips waits far post. In goes Phillips! Didn't quite get the purchase on it. He's had several chances today, yet to find a finish. Nice movement by Hunt, clipped by Baptiste, who needs to be careful. He's the only player that's been booked so far today. Just the free kick given. No further punishment for Blackpool or their right back. Ledgerwood, free header, 3-1. Not for the first time today. I asked the question, where was the marking? And Ledgerwood has scored for the second successive Saturday at the Medeski. Scored in the 3-1 win here against Leicester a fortnight ago, and he's made it 3-1 here. And Brian McDermott has a 2-goal cushion again. Gently floated in by Hearts. Ledgerwood completely unmarked. Guides it into the far corner.
We defended well, and I thought we passed the ball well. We attacked with real good tempo. And to go in 2-0, obviously they went in, they scored a really good goal. It was a fantastic strike from their guy, and we scored a fantastic goal, the third goal just before it's sort of 70 minutes or whatever it was. So we're happy. It's a really good win against a good side. Lots and lots of aspects of the game we're getting really good. We're doing very well, and then the simplest things, when a free kick's given,
the ball's floated in our box, and it seems as though like a bunch of statues. So so disappointed, it's frightening. I had a feeling that the first two might have been offside. Thought it was really close, really didn't. I wasn't happy with the fourth official or the linesman or the referee, to be honest, by half time, so I had to shut my face. But you know, in the end of the day, we huffed and we puffed and we did nothing really. Unfortunately, I thought we were better side at the start of the game, passed it and created a couple. But if you can't deal with set pieces like that, then you don't deserve to do anything.
Ian Holloway is furious with his team's defending for your goal. Were you surprised at how much space you'd got?
I was actually. I got in a couple of times. No one seemed to pick me up, and obviously great delivery from Harty. He's been doing that all season, and I was obviously delighted to get on the end of it.
It is so tight in and around that playoff zone, isn't it? It's really a case of who gets their form right between now and the end of April.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we continue to do things like that, it won't be us, will it?
Yeah, Ollie's certainly not mincing his words there, but as far as Reading are concerned, despite their midweek setbacks, Steve, goes to show you can't keep a good side down at the minute in Reading.
No, I mean, absolutely. We know, I think probably 9 times out of 10 you know what you're going to get from Reading.
Yeah.
We said before, they're a consistent side, they know their jobs and they do it, and they clearly did that well today.
Fair to say, as Ollie mentioned as well, they didn't help themselves exactly, did they? And it was highlighted with that last goal from Ledgerwood.
Well, no, I mean, on both occasions, certainly from dead ball situations, one from the corner with Pearce and now with Ledgerwood, I mean, the marking is absolutely non-existent. And this is basic defending. This is just somebody. This is a centre midfielder who was a centre half before he went to Reading. So you would think, hold on, he's a big lad, he's decent in the air, he's got to be marked. And yet, only at the very end do we see a defender actually coming in and making a challenge. And by that time, it's too late. We saw it with Pearce with the first goal, and we see it again now. And that is just basic defending. I've got a job to do, and that is to mark someone, and until the danger is gone, I have to see that job out. They didn't do that.
It's interesting as well, because Ledgerwood he's been joined at Reading by his former QPR teammates in the likes of Casper Gawkes and Matthew Connolly, who went up with QPR last season. Their experience will surely help this Reading squad as they fight for automatic promotion.
I mean, undoubtedly. I mean, what did they play in? They played in the defence that I think kept 26 clean sheets last year. So they're good players at this level. You know what you're going to get from Reading. As I said, I think they're in that respect. I mean, they don't change too much. They don't change the shape or the balance of the side. They keep that pretty familiar. I think, as I said, everybody knows their jobs. They have a consistency there. They've managed to stay relatively injury-free. They've got good players to come in if anything does happen. So they're looking in good shape.
What about Blackpool? I mean, they've conceded 18 and 8 now. So despite their free-flowing approach with their front three, they're starting to wobble at the back, aren't they?
Well, I mean, on the contrary to what I've said about Reading, where you probably a manager knows what he's going to get every Saturday, Ollie possibly doesn't. And in a game like that, you know, you haven't been opened up. It's not like the team that, you know, the team that are playing against you. Yeah, basic defending. That's all it is. You know, a man has his job to do. You do it, you see it through, and then we move on. They didn't do that.
Ollie will certainly be working them hard in training in the week, that's for sure.